And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first, river breakup map here showing this stretch of the Yukon, or this switch of the Yukon here out to where it meets the Porcupine River, open. Of course, Porcupine River still solid ice all the way into Canada. And then Tanana River, a lot of open area here. And the lower Yukon becomes mostly ice out over the delta. But the Kuskokwim River looks like it's all the way open. And of course, the northern rivers here still pretty much ice. And for the satellite imagery, very active low pressure area swinging up southeast of Kodiak Island, pushing the front right up over the island there and bringing gusty winds and rain, heavy at times, to Bristol Bay, the Alaska Peninsula, into Kodiak. Moisture coming northward here, spreading, increasing wind and rain up toward the Kenai Peninsula and into Prince William Sound here. And clouds in the increase over the Panhandle. A lot of fair skies up here to the north with clearing, sunshine, Nome eastward in toward Fairbanks, all the way up in toward the Arctic coast there in the North Slope, seeing some fair amount of sun today, as well as the eastern Arctic coast. Out to the west, low pressure here over the west central Bering Sea. Still spinning there, but drifting westward a little bit, and clouds and some showers over the Aleutians. Forecast for tonight, that low starts to drop southwestward. That's going to keep it wet over the western Aleutian areas, a little breezy. This low pulls northward to the Alaska Peninsula and starts to weaken with diminishing winds. Stays wet here for Kodiak Island, but winds will slowly diminish after seeing about an inch of rain today at Kodiak State Airport, with winds across the island gusting anywhere from 40 to 55 miles an hour. King Salmon had peak wind gusts of about 54 miles per hour today. And nearly half inch of rain falling at Perryville, and about a quarter of an inch falling at Cold Bay, with increasing some light rain along the southwest coast tonight. Otherwise, rain for the Pribilof Islands, and then dry over the northern interior. Clouds increasing here over southern Alaska. They're staying cloudy with rain mostly in the upslope areas, for example, the eastern slopes of the western Alaska Range. Central and eastern Kenai Peninsula will see the heaviest precipitation into western Prince William Sound. Showers starting to develop along the central and eastern Alaska Range as some more moisture feeds northward there. So an increase in the clouds in the Tanana Valley, but mostly clear over the northern areas of the state. And rain spreading in across all of the southeast coast. And for tomorrow, that front keeps it wet here over the Panhandle as well as the North Gulf Coast into the eastern Kenai Peninsula, starting to become a little more showery and the rainfall lighter. Portion of this moisture breaks off with a trough there, bringing rain across the Copper River Basin into the eastern Alaska Range, spilling into the portions of the Tanana Valley, and a low pressure area here, the original one, pulling into Bristol Bay, keeping it wet and cloudy there. But to the north, Yukon Delta, some clearing. Western interior also dry with some clearing. Could be another sunny day there for the southern Kenai Peninsula, Nome to White Mountain, Golova, and those areas. And partly and mostly sunny there along and north of the Yukon River to the Arctic coast. Maybe solider clouds up here for the Arctic coast itself and into the North Slope. But low pressure here, showers and rain for the Pribilof Islands, a little bit of a break for the eastern Aleutians, more showers as you head west, increasing. By the time you get to Adak, westward to Shemya, a lot of shower and rainfall continues there with that weak low center. And then for the day Friday, high pressure builds into the western Bering Sea and actually ridging northeastward here into the Bering Strait for light winds, dry conditions, and some clearing. Very weak low here brings a chance of rain just south of Nunivak Island, but really staying mostly off the coast just to the north of the eastern Aleutians. So really not much of a factor out here at all. And then showers developing in the afternoon with over the mountainous terrain of southern Alaska, mostly sunny from Tanana area, maybe Galena northward to the North Slope with light winds there. And a weak low in the Gulf of Alaska brings a chance of showers for Yakutat, Cordova, and afternoon showers possibly developing around Kodiak Island, and mostly cloudy with areas of light rain and showers to the Panhandle. And moving on to the first day of the weekend, Not much change, distinct lack of storminess. We've got a low here, mediocre low, well to the south of the area, just coming onto the chart there. But it looks like light winds, partly sunny skies, Kodiak Island, Bristol Bay, the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians, high pressure out here over the Bering Sea, light winds and some clearing out there with dry weather from the eastern Aleutians right up into the Chukchi Sea. Weak low there over the Brooks Range, kicking off some shower activity southward across the Kobuk Valley into the mid-Yukon River area. Weak trough, some showers for the Yukon Flats down toward Eagle, and areas of showers here for the Copper River Basin into the North Gulf Coast, and partly to mostly cloudy with some scattered showers over the Panhandle. Also possible clearing there for the southeast coast, clearing periods scattered among the shower activity there. Out here to the west, front pushes some rain into the far western Aleutians, but having trouble making it as far east as Amchitka Island. Otherwise, lows tonight, 5 to 15. North slope, Arctic coast into the Brooks Range, 20s for the northern valleys here, 30 to 35 in the central interior, 40s over the southwest part of the state, cooling back into the 30s toward the coast. And that extends over the entire Bering Sea and the Aleutians, northward to St. Lawrence Island. Otherwise, lows around 40 for the Copper River Basin and mostly in the 40s for the Panhandle. Highs for tomorrow, lower 60s around the greater Fairbanks area. That extends right on down into the McGrath and Nikolai area, cooling into the 40s for the coast, north 30s in the Brooks Range, otherwise 20s for the north slope in the Arctic coast for the highs. 50s, south central Alaska, Copper River Basin, near 50 for Bristol Bay. Upper 40s, Kodiak Island, and lower 50s for the southeast coast. And the lows for Friday morning here in the mid-teens for the north slope in the Arctic coast into the Brooks Range. Otherwise, upper 20s, lower 30s over the northern interior south of the mountains there. In the 30s from the central part of the state. 40s for southern Alaska. 30s continue for the Bering Sea. That'll be followed by highs, lower 60s here in the central interior for the afternoon. Also mid to upper 50s, Susitna Valley, depending on how much sun breaks out. And about the same for the Kenai Peninsula, Copper River Basin area, lower to mid 50s for the southeast coast, and mid 40s, or lower 40s here for the Aleutians.